66 million years ago, this planet had rulers, creatures that had dominated Earth for 165 million years, and on their last morning, everything looked completely normal. The river flowed, sunlight filtered through the trees, but the birds had gone silent. That silence was the last moment of peace this world would ever know. By the end of this video, you'll understand how a single day ended 100 million years of history, and why that day is the reason you exist right now. Somewhere in deep space, a rock had been traveling for millions of years, 12 kilometers wide. The distance from one end of a great city to the other, compressed into a single boulder. It was moving at 20 kilometers per second, 60 times faster than a bullet. When it hit Earth's atmosphere, it had 10 seconds. 10 seconds. In those 10 seconds, the sky became brighter than the sun. The energy released was 1 billion times greater than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. 1 billion times. The Earth took the full force of that impact. Within seconds, a magnitude 11 earthquake shook the entire planet, the largest ever recorded in human history. Magnitude 9.5. Tsunamis hundreds of meters tall surged deep into the continents. Everything within 2,000 kilometers gone. Instantly. But here's where it gets even more terrifying. The force of the impact vaporized rock and blasted it all the way into space. Those fragments then scattered across the entire globe, raining back down through the atmosphere as superheated debris. Imagine every forest on Earth catching fire at the same time. That's exactly what happened. Within minutes of the impact, wildfires ignited simultaneously across every continent. According to research by Professor Brian Toon, at the University of Colorado, surface temperatures spiked to 300 degrees Celsius. In the immediate aftermath, living things didn't burn because the fire reached them. They burned because they were alive. In a world that had become an oven. Some survived the initial fires. They hid in rivers, in caves, in the deepest parts of the forest. But the real nightmare had only just begun. The shockwave penetrated deep into Earth's crust, triggering volcanic eruptions across the globe. The Deccan Traps in what is now India, already an active volcanic region, erupted with catastrophic force. Lava that would normally take hundreds of thousands of years to pour out was released in just a few thousand. The Earth was collapsing from the inside and outside at the same time. When the fires burned out, the ash remained. Billions of tons of dust and sulfuric acid particles were blasted into the stratosphere. And then the Earth went dark. In the middle of the day. Scientists estimate this darkness lasted anywhere from several months to 20 years. Without sunlight, plants could no longer photosynthesize. The bottom of the food chain collapsed first. Herbivores starved. Then the carnivores starved. The surviving dinosaurs didn't understand what was happening to them. They were just hungry. Now here's a question that puzzled scientists for decades. If the dinosaurs went extinct, why did crocodiles survive? Why did birds survive? The answer is coming right now. Creatures living in water had an advantage. Water temperature changes far more slowly than air temperature. Crocodiles, turtles, and certain amphibians could maintain body heat in the water. And critically, they could survive for long periods without eating. Underground creatures also survived. Small mammals burrowed into the earth and waited out the catastrophe. Two things saved them: their ability to regulate body heat and the fact that they could eat almost anything. Seeds, insects, decaying matter, whatever was left, they could use it. And then there were the birds. According to research by Dr. Nicholas Longrich at Yale University, birds, the direct descendants of dinosaurs, actually diversified explosively in the aftermath of the extinction. They could fly. They could move past the dead zones, find water, find food, go wherever survival was possible. The survivors all shared something in common: small, flexible, able to survive on very little. The Tyrannosaurus rex, the most perfectly engineered predator in the history of this planet, went extinct because of its perfection. When the world it was built for disappeared, it had no way to adapt. No enemy had ever defeated it, but it didn't die fighting. It just ran out of food. And somewhere in the darkness, buried under ash, hiding in rivers and caves, something small was still breathing. The story wasn't over. It was just beginning. In the next video, we go deeper into the darkness. 20 years without sunlight, a food chain collapsing from the bottom up, and the question that puzzled scientists for decades: why did some survive when everything else died? Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you in Deep Time.